Okay guys, this is the strategies for Verloren. I'll go through the basic strategies first and then maybe some variations to it. There's a lot of variations to this one. Spend a lot of time to figure them out, so I hope you appreciate it. So this is first for Nords, and the initial round we are going to do the initial ambush in S.Alley. So we spawn in 4-2-2, so 4 inf, 2 archers, and 2 cav. Let's see, right now it's 5 here, so it's a little bit unusual to have 2 archers, but there's a reason why we have it here. So now we're gonna immediately, we have 10 seconds to spawn, we need to really be fast. We push in here and we're gonna hide in this corner with the infantry. The archers are going to go and hide behind the shed here. The cav is gonna be 1 cav checking between the tunnels and the middle to check if they're in the middle here. Second cav go and check if they're coming down the alley, and he has like 2 functions. He's gonna be a bait for enemy scout cav, and he's gonna also check if there's something at the middle here and check back and forth like this. Some enemy cav is really aggressive and they want to, you know, push early. They might be thinking that we are weak in some way and wanna take advantage of that. Let me see where the red cav is. Where have we hidden the red cav? Alright, we have a cav here. If they send a cav or maybe 2 cav down here to scout or to chase, you know, or cav, it's unusual though because we have jav cav. But let's say we're gonna try to make a scenario here. This cav runs in and it kind of looks like he's AFK and just runs into this wall here and then stops. And this cav sees this, so they think, okay, opportunity. Gonna try and cav slash this cav. That's gonna be the bait. Once this cav sees him coming, infantry's gonna pop up, throw javs at him. If the cav passes and just avoids him or takes him down, doesn't really matter. Once the cavs come into this area, you're gonna run into 2 double archer fire. Followed by another cav throwing jabs at it, and it should be the end of that cav. So from this position, once we have done this, if it's successful or not, infantry is going to push up here. We're not going to spend too much time on this cav because we need to go on to the next strategy. The next strategy is, let me see, just bring this cav over here. Is going to be to push the balcony like straight away. And this is a special push. So once the infantry has come to this line, it's going to call archers to start moving. Archers going to start moving up the tower. It's really important that the cav has already scouted to see if there's no activity here. And if the archers are being pushed, there's a backup scenario. So once the archers are being called here, it will take them 20 seconds to get to the tower, on top of the tower, about 20 seconds. By the time the infantry is here, the flag will spawn, and the archers will already be halfway upstairs, probably longer. The cav will move up to the top, and this is going to be the standard setup for all the tactics in the future. So from this situation, it really depends what Rhodoks is doing. They might have this setup here with 1 crossbow in the tower, because they see we're coming down there. They might send a crossbow in the tower. Many situations, depending on timing, can happen. If he runs in the tower, he's going to run into 2 archers pushing into the tower, and he's going to either get shot or he's going to, oh fuck, 2 archers in the tower, and he might not even think it's archers, so he will get out and he will pull back here. This is the case. they can either send infantry in to try and push this archer, which is fine. We go to the top as the infantry tries to push up the staircase. We have a little surprise here with a nice crossfire where we can easily do some damage to them. We have axes as well, so it should be easy to fight this infantry. If they push in with all their infantry, however, we can simply jump over, and if they chase us, well, then you occupy a lot of infantry on this situation. So then we just move here, and the infantry just moves up to this corner, and basically you can already see what's going to happen if they keep pushing, throwing jabs at them as they go down the stairs. It's not going to look good. Enemy cav will probably try to come in, but we have cav defending, and these archers can just pull behind the shed, so it should be pretty safe. If they continue down here, you know, we have infantry throwing at them in the back, and it looks nasty. To me, this is a win situation. So that is if they push the tower to take the archers immediately. In most cases, I don't think that's going to happen. What's going to happen is that they have an archer up here, and he's going to focus shooting at the infantry, because they know they're coming here. They don't know where the archers are because they're hiding. Actually, they start moving here, and from here the infantry, because they could have an archer here shooting down here, so we're gonna move the infantry all the way up here. That's gonna be the first move, and it takes about 12 seconds to get to this position. So we move here first because this archer can shoot down on us. We're waiting here until the archers are actually pushing up the staircase and shoots this dude in the back. This guy's dead, which we tried and played this scenario, like even if he knew the archers were coming, he still got killed. So 2 archers here against this crossbow. It's a dead crossbow. He cannot jump down, and so on. So if he aren't there, and maybe at the cheese table here, we have 2 archers in the tower, and they're gonna wait until the infantry start pushing up, right? And last guy here is gonna be a spearman to stop the eventual cav that comes, preventing them from pushing. So this is gonna be the setup. One archer can now shoot to suppress this archer if he's here, then he's dead. If he's behind this corner, this archer is gonna suppress, and the second archer can actually move down in the tunnels and move out here. That's one option you can do this. I'm just gonna leave this as an idea that you can do. It takes, just saying, 20 seconds to get to this position, and then the time will be exactly 2 minutes. So by then I think that the infantry already have moved, but if they're trying to hold here, once this archer up here, I don't think they will keep holding this position. They could maybe try to make something like this and just wait for us to push up, because you have crossfire here, and this archer cannot really see this archer here, but they also don't know that there's an archer here. This archer position is very strong, like you cannot push it with 1 cav. That cav is pretty much fucked. Maybe 2 calves, but it's very tight and you can easily escape down in the tunnels. So this position here, of course, if the archer is unaware, you can hit him and pass. These archers can also work as a way of threatening cav here, but most of all, once he's here and he's coming here unseen, he will get some nice shots on the side of the infantry. And that is the clue, because this archer's purpose is to hit this crossbow here, and there's no way for this crossbow to go. It can't reload it, and if he hasn't done what we will do to put up the ninja ladder, he has only a couple of options. He can retreat to this side, or he can, you know, well, he's getting shot from 2 angles here. There's no way. He's probably just gonna keep his shield up and, you know, weather the storm, which is our clue to push up the infantry. So we push up here. Be careful, because these palisades here, or whatever we call them, cornels or something, this crossbow can shoot through it and shoot you in the head if you turn in front of that. So you need to make sure you're close to the wall and hide behind these cornets. Or cornels, I don't know what it was called. So that is that case. There's a couple of alternatives happening here now. The cav, you know, as the archers, I'm just gonna track back a little bit so you can understand. The cav, once we reach this red line over here, will also start moving into the tunnels. Okay, and they will kind of hide in the tunnel. There's a little side room here where they will hide a bit and wait for the right opportunity. The infantry will move here by the time the cav is here, and the archers will be on top of tower, and then we move like, if there's no archer up here, we can just move straight to the staircase. And we can push the balcony. If they're holding, this is what's gonna happen then. The archer moves down, comes here, 20 seconds. The cavalry can leak out here. He should not go downwards. We could if this archer is suppressed, but I rather see that the cav is moving up and coming this way. Once the cav comes, infantry pushes in, and that's, this archer comes here, suppresses this crossbow or this spearman, and if this cav is occupying him, it will be easy to continue shooting. Another option is that this crossbow could move in to push this archer if he's being spotted. That's a chance. This archer can easily pull back and defend himself, and well, against this combo it should be easy just to run up to the tower again or something like that. Just stay defensive. If the cav just passes by and just goes to help here, the cav doesn't have any targets except hitting the cav basically, like so. See, where's the second cav? He should be down here. So this will be the initial push, like to take the balcony. A couple of variations more. Instead of pushing here, which takes 20 seconds, I'm sometimes thinking that it's better to push the archer down here, and you can actually stay here and shoot around that corner without getting shot from this guy. Stay behind the cornels here, and you can shoot this. If they try to push in, then it's for, we have infantry following, and this archer can just pull back, supported by this, and then cav comes in, occupying this crossbow for a while. And yeah, this is the how you can take this. You could send maybe one infantry here taking care of the spearman, and this cav can pass. Cheese table is hard to push with cav, but this archer here could actually push in and actually occupy him. That's a solid tactic. So that is if they hold, right, and try to block us off. In this case, probably if market spawns, I should have said that. So we have both cavs up here, and we have archers hiding here. So that's the situation like this. So let's say we're pushing in, we are pushing up, Archers is starting to move. Cav starts to move. And the flag spawns at market. So now we're already shown if the flag spawns market and they're blocking us off, how we can take it. If they choose to pull back, like we're gonna play against artificial intelligence AI, and what they did, and I presume they're gonna do it to us again. They're gonna pull back, and then they're gonna set up over here. And they set up in the following way. They have a crossbow here. They have a crossbow going into the tunnels, and he hides there. Not aware of that we actually have cav there already. It's really important that they're silent. And we're gonna push up and follow them. Now what we're gonna do to counter this move now is that we run both archers down in the basement. And we're coming in from the side of this crossbow. If he stands too close to the staircase, he's gonna get fucked. The idea that these guys want, what they did to us last time, is that we pushed here. When we came here, we suddenly see a lonely crossbow in the tunnels, right? So we pushed in, and as we pushed in, they pushed all of them after us. And sorry for saying, but fucked us in the ass. We got killed there instantly. So to prevent this one happening again, we have a nice little surprise for them. So the infantry is gonna stay here and actually just do a standoff with them. They're expecting us to go for this crossbow, right? It might be that the crossbow is peeking and it's like peekaboo, and try to see like, okay, fuck, they wanted to get us. This crossbow here can also shoot us as we push in, so, but he hides, so we can't see him. You'll only see him when you get to this position. So here's the deal. These two archers are moving down in the tunnel, and as the archers is getting contact with this, if he's down deep, then it's worse for him. Once the archer is here and he's peekabooing, two archers unleashing, and then cav comes in as well, and then we push. The cav just leaks out here, and the infantry just moves up here. This is really important, into the wall over here. One spearman will stay behind, and if they are pushing against us here, the cav's gonna just leak through, and this guy's dead. And then we have two archers supporting, so if they push into this corner, both archers are going to shoot them in the side. Their cav will come in, but as you see, they will have nothing to hit, and if they pass here, they'll run into a spearman. Their second cav, they comes from here, they're gonna run into two archers and a spearman. So this crossbow probably gonna run up here, covered by spearmen. This is devastating. You cannot push these two archers. Crossbow's dead. So what they're gonna do is probably to pull back either to the flag or pull back somewhere here. Probably pull back over here. And what we're gonna do then is just to wheel around and follow this green line. And we basically wheel with their fire. And from here they cannot push us because we have these two archers here. And the spearmen will follow. We don't need the spearmen in there anymore. And the cav can just rotate, come behind, spearmen will go here, and then we can just push in. And these archers, if they wanna, move into this corner and just shoot them as we push in here. The cav coming from behind, throwing jabs, whatnot. Must be careful because Cav can push into this corner. Maybe it's good to have a spearman with archers. I like to keep the archers together because they can support each other. When the Cav pushes them, they can shoot both their horses up. If you have that with a spearman, it's pretty devastating. So this is if they're trying to make the tunnel bait variation. So quick recap. They will we have 2 archers in the tower. We have our infantry pushing up to this line, no further. They will be holding here with an ambush here, and the spearmen over here, looking like they just wanting to get us in here. They look like it's a free route, right? So they're waiting for us to cross this line. That's when they're gonna push us, because then we have an archer in the side. So we're not gonna fall for that. We're gonna wait here a little bit. Maybe they're dismounting a cav on the flag. That's to give us some pressure as well to come in. And they have 1 flag cav at the spawn. We have our cav hidden in this tunnel, sending both our archers down, and that will dispatch this archer. Once that happens, we push along the wall into the side and then around here. Pretty simple. Okay, so that is if they are doing that. If they're doing anything else, like having their crossbows inside, usually this is the usual position, and they do like some kind of blockage, they will probably block us off here. This is very standard. In this case, we do the same. We stay here, we send the archers down, make sure the tunnel is cleared. Cavalry is leaking through. Infantry is pushing into the side again, so you do exactly the same. Spearmen a little bit behind because you want to tighten this passage from Cav, and at the same time protecting the archers. If they try to make the fight happen here, they lose. Then again we wheel around, sorry. We wheel around over here. So that is how we deal with that flag. If they're holding the flag here, you do the same. There's no difference to the tactic. So next variation, we start from here, and we have the archers pushing up, and we have the cav in the tunnels. In this case, the flag spawns in a different place, so it's like this. And in this case, the flag spawns courtyard. Actually, I forgot one. Like, we have the hall, we have the withdrawal. In this case, what I'm gonna do is to set up this situation here, 1 crossbow here, and they see the opportunity that we are in the open, and this is a perfect bait. As they are pushing down here, they see that, like, they have an amazing crossfire on us from the tower. Infantry just pulls back here to the cart, maybe with the spearman behind, to just make sure that the back is clear. If they push in after us here, archers are still moving up in the tower. Gets this crossbow, he's dead, he's gonna die anyway, no way he's gonna survive. 1 archer shoots this one, and 1 archer jumps over here, and now you have the most beautiful crossfire in the world. And then our cav is coming through the tunnel and hits this one. Their cav can't do much, they have not much targets, and they're gonna get shot up if they move here. If they move here, there's a spearman for them. So it's very little options they can have from this point. This archer, there's no way he's gonna survive if he's shooting. And yeah, so that is if they are pushing out in the open. That's I would say the most perfect situation for us if that happens. Now, next flag. So now the courtyard flag spawns, and Cav is inside, and the last archer. The courtyard flag spawns. So we're here. They're gonna probably think that we're pushing up here, and most likely they will try and block us here because they see that we're gonna go, or they might think that we're going here, which would be a stupid idea, because if they get an archer up here and we try to pass through here, we get an amazing crossfire on us. They could again push down and block us off here, and that would be a bad thing if we try to push here. For us, except that we still have this situation, but slightly worse because we're now open for cav coming in, and to me it's better to be at the wall. Maybe you could push like this, that's a possibility towards the flag, forcing them out in the open. But this archer nonetheless is shooting from the flank, and I don't know, it's not too bad, but I wouldn't go for it. I will take the balcony, and I'll show you why. So so in this case, we are this archer goes, or he jumps down because he sees the archers are coming, and they decide that okay, they're not gonna have this. They have two archers up on the tower here. It's too fucking massive. They're not gonna hold here. The flag spawns at courtyard, so they just pull back. From here they can do a couple of things, right? They can try maybe and fight over the balcony, which would be a stupid idea because we have this archer cover here, and they have well, they could have a crossbow here, but this crossbow is going to be eaten by cav, so that's going to lose. So if they choose to not take the fight here, because we're pushing up and after them, they are going to maybe jump the flag, and if they jump the flag, all of them, we are going to go down and go this way. The archer is going to jump, simply jump over, and we have two archers on the balcony, and before they can even get into position, cav is coming in and now hitting them over here, and you see it's a triangulation, very bad one for them. They don't have their crossfires set up, and they're basically fucked. So if they do that mistake, they're fucked. So instead of that, what they're gonna do is to pull back to their spawn, and they're gonna go through slope. And if they do, it's even better for us. So we're gonna move down here, and we'll be here way before they come to slope. You see the distances here is 800 over here, and from our position it is 400. So we could even get all the way to the flag almost before they are here. We have the cav coming from the tunnels, which is the standard. And where can the crossbows go? They send one crossbow here maybe, and the second crossbow is gonna go here. I don't know if you can jump the fence, probably not, or it'll push with the infantry. That's kind of the options they have. And now we have this kind of situation. Pressure on the flag, two archers on balcony. So what do? They would probably send the cav around, getting shot up a bit, or the cav could try and push these two archers, only to get supported by two cav in a sandwich. That's two fucked cav, because we have jav cav. It's two archers, it's the end of them. So they have only one thing to do with the cav. They have to move them behind through some jab fire, and this is their crossfire now. And you can see yourself, if they are trying to push forward here, they're gonna have the infantry just wheeling slightly off, spearmen behind, and they have to turn their back to the archers while we face both their archers. Alternatively, is that they wheel in here. We can just wheel off them, no problem. Our cav support's gonna take care of the archers, which is in bad positions. Another alternative instead of also is to leave one archer here and then move one archer up here, and he's gonna shoot the archers in the ass as the cav comes in as well. So we can actually move this archer up behind here and take up the position of this crossbow. That's gonna be pretty nasty for them. This is all in good faith on the archer's discretion. If they want to stay together or one archer go here, just experiment with it. I think this is extremely strong. You have less fire from here though, but and it's easier to push this position with the cav because now you're only one archer. And this archer is also a little bit vulnerable to cav as it's moving. So keeping them together is safer, but if the cav is somewhere else supporting down here, then feel free to move an archer and create some havoc here. Cav will hit here, and then as the cav is coming, for example this is passing, the cav will come in and the infantry will push. And then the cav will hit them. These archers, keep in mind, is fucked. And we have an archer here now taking over this position. So they will be in insane crossfire. So that is if they are pulling through the slope. Back to this situation. So that is if they also take the balcony and hold the balcony. Couple of more variations to balcony. See here, setting up the units again. It can happen, and this is what we're gonna do anyway. We are going to ensure that nothing is coming into the tower, so we're gonna push everything in the tower early, just to ensure that if they're coming here we have a full force here, and if they come in with stuff here we can block them. And we have 2 crossbows so that I can shoot from the staircase and from behind here, and just hold here. And there's a couple of ways they could push the tower, but we're not gonna hold it. We're just gonna actually just save some time, so by the time they're up here maybe hold them back a bit. If they pull in, we're just gonna pull out with them, and if the infantry trying to go up for the crossbows, we just jump down and we pull them in with us into this crossfire here. And we basically set them up for this one. Right, so then they will do probably what we do. They will push out here, set up archer on the top. They will probably have one less archer, so they will probably have 1 archer, but in case they might have 2 archers on top, and they push the infantry out here. In this case I think it's better to have the infantry over here. And the spearmen covering here. So they're gonna try and push into the cheese corner to get this crossbow. So the fight's gonna be somewhere here. And that's when they're gonna get shot in the back. And we're gonna call the cav, who's gonna come from here. And surprise. Actually that's their cav. Their cav is probably gonna come from spawn. Doubt it will come from tunnels, or maybe both. Or cav's gonna come from market actually, and it's going to help them. See if I can do it here. yeah, they're gonna come here. So once they push in here, they get cav in their asses. I think what I just did now was a bad mistake, and this is a good opportunity to explain why it is a bad mistake. 2 archers up on this tower will perforate the cav. I think it's better to keep the units behind this wall to prevent the cav from being fucked. And the cav should come from here. This crossbow here is kind of isolated, could be pushed. Probably is going to be pushed by Nord cav. Like so. But a little detail for this crossbow here. He's not going to go tower. In the first round he's going to go here, set up the ninja. He's going to move up the ninja in here. So if he's getting pushed by cav, he's going to move back, jump the ladder, and the cav can't get to him. He can still shoot them in the back, but with nice cover. So that is how you do it. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this tactic actually for Rhodoks side, to be honest. I need to spend some more time on Rhodoks. It seems I feel this is slightly stronger for Nords. So let's go back to Nords. What we should do as Nords if they take the tower, because we are here. Sorry for forgetting myself a little bit. So they are basically pushing tower. We have archers moving up here and they push in. It can be that they're gambling on the southbound or spawn 2 flag. So they're just pushing in here. And so they might be gambling that the flag is coming here, or it might be already spawning there. So they take the tower. And again, we already have this set up, right? If they push out here, archers will see them, they will pull back. Infantry will move to this corner, and as they move, maybe they move the crossbows up. Still they can't really get some good shots down there. And then they push down the infantry over here, and we throw them in the back and shoot them from the front. Cavalry comes here, we have a spearman ready. Should be fine. Now another genius situation if the courtyard flag spawns. And we are already here. And maybe we have our archers already moved up to the tower. Unseen. I don't know if it will be time for it, but this was actually happening in last match, which was amazingly cool. So their whole team moved into the tower, went past it. One crossbow went up the staircase, but I were hiding behind here, so he came up, didn't see anything. Then they pushed down the staircase. I jumped out, killed the crossbow, and as they moved down there, they didn't even know that he was dead. He didn't say anything, obviously. And we had me shooting from top, and I was just shooting down them. I don't know, not the whole team, but essentially injuring a lot of them. And it was just chaos. They had no clue where the archers were. They didn't even see me. I had like 3 shots on them. So as that happened, of course we just pull back here again, and now it's a even worse situation for them. 2 archers behind them, and then throwing infantry on the side. It's not even used to go further on this strategy tactic. So that is if they push through tower to the south spawn flag. What more variations do we have for this now? South spawn. We have done courtyard, and we have done market. That is it for Nords. One alternative, like if we're not doing the ambush, instead of wasting time going here first, we can go straight from the spawn and straight for the staircase over here, and we can actually remain unseen if they don't have cav. That's gonna shock them when we suddenly push up the staircase here. In this case we have to start moving the archers up a little bit earlier. So once you're about here, the archer starts moving, and we use 20 seconds to go over here. So that is the same plan. So as you see, I've just made one plan for Nords, and you have all the variations depending on what Rhodoks is doing. So we just adapt according to the situation on what they might do. Is there anything I haven't gone through? So we went, just to sum it up, we went through the ambush, S.Alley Ambush. We went into the they push out early and try to push us out in the open, by which we pull back to the cart. We went through, if there's an archer down here somewhere, the push on the tower. If there's a crossbow up here, we have two archers now shooting down there, and the infantry is safe. If they're holding, and they try to hold here, if they have an archer in the tower or here to shoot us as we're coming up, they get perforated from the top here. There's no survival for these archers. If they're in better positions, which there should be over here, then one archer can move down in the tunnel here, or the same archer can jump down and put pressure here, which probably draw one infantry to him, which is the clue to actually push up with the infantry. Make sure that you're not getting shot in the head. At that time our cav should be in the tunnels coming up here and either hitting this archer if you can, or moving around and coming in from this area. They will most definitely have a spearman here, but if they do have a spearman here and they're pushing this archer, that means we have a superior victory in this area here, and the cav can just bypass this, hit these guys, and then the archer, and it should be a wrap. Alternatively, with the cav, is to move one archer in the tunnels, put the archer here, and he will shoot at the ninja at the balcony, and this archer will not be able to defend himself. And that is also a clue for the infantry to push in. And you could also just move the archer to the staircase and shoot this one or this. Yeah, you have to act according to situation here. So that is if they are trying to block us off. And then they then we had the market spawning, where they either try to block us, which we already gone through. They can try and make a blockade and draw us in with the tunnel bait, like so, which we already went through, and try to sandwich us in the tunnels. Yeah, with the tunnel bait there, and we are coming in here, holding, waiting for the archers to go down the tunnel. Cav will come into the tunnel, they will already be here, and they can crush this archer. And once we crush this archer, just push out our archers here, and then we push forward our infantry. That's simple. Cavalry will leak in. Then we had a couple of variations here. If they have their archer here, we're just going to push into the corner here, spearmen behind, and that's going to force them backwards because they can't go in without getting fucked. Cavalry coming behind. Then we wheel around. like so, and go for the flag or whatever adaptation from here. So that is a market. There is actually one more situation which could occur, but this strategy covers this. So we hold here. They might be blocking us off here, and they have still have this crossbow here, and they have crossbow here, covered by spearmen. So what we're gonna do, we just keep pushing in here, and the archers will come, and the cav will come. The cav could even dismount. So once they hear that there are crossbows being fucked there, they might push down here. And then we have this, we can push 2 infantry here, push off to 2 infantry, and the cav can actually have a lot of speed here. And there's a little side room here, both archers can stay around the corner, and the cavalry can just bump them here, and the infantry pushes in after them. Archers could go with the axes and, you know, join the fight. A couple of shots, and we have 2 infantry here. They could be slightly nasty, like if they have cav support here, but so I don't know, maybe have a spearman here and just occupying any cav that comes in, so they can't really help out. I think that might be better. So that is if they are trying to block us off earlier there. And that's it for the Nords plans on Verloren. When I think about it, it's one more that I didn't do, and that is if they push tunnels. I'm very unlikely that they will, I think, but let's say in some cases they want to take our spawn because they know the flag's gonna spawn there, so they go and take the tunnels down here early. First of all, the cav's gonna see that when they come into tunnels, and we're gonna do the same thing. Both archers go into the tunnels, and as they go through tunnels, they have a couple of archers behind them. Infantry will go in, and you will simply set up a nice little blockade for them. 1 spearman behind, and the cavalry outside. So once they push in here, they're suddenly gonna end up with 2 archers shooting them in the fucking ass, and then infantry pushing from the front. It's not gonna be good. They could just wait maybe outside and wait for them to come in, so we also have the cav coming, spearmen behind, and then we have this situation. So going tunnels there, we should easily be able to I think give them some challenge with that. So you see, same plan every time. Yeah, we already went through. If they push through here, we block them in this corner. Archers will be here. They won't even get into courtyard. Cav will support the archers. If their cavs come in to try and aid in any way, they got stopped by spear. If they try to come in here, they were intercepted by cav. There are 2 archers shooting at the cav. Might be that they push hard here. Having these 2 crossbows up here, they're gonna be thrown to pieces. Cav could come in, bump. It's a little bit dangerous that the archers are by themselves, but I think this is winning. There's an alternative though. If there's something happens here and they're able to push, that's if they have crossbows here and preventing the infantry from doing what they should. This is what the archers will do. They will move back to this position covered by cav. As the infantry comes in, they run straight into crossfire here. 1 infantry could push up, take the crossbows, and then rest of the infantry push in after them. So that is like a situation you could do to prevent if they manage to breach. So that covers the all the theory for Nords on this flag. Thank you for listening.